All right, we got an easy one for today, hopefully. I've seen a lot of questions in some of the SIG groups and macro groups that I'm in about which Holosuns are direct fits, which ones need the adapters, which screws. I see a lot of people, they're quick to answer it, but I do still see some questions and confusion. So hopefully this little quick install will help rectify some of that, and we can share this out there with some of our SIG and macro groups or even Holosun groups. So we have the XMacro comp and the Holosun 507K. There's not going to be a full review on the Holosun 507K. There's plenty of those out there. This is an install on the XMacro comp. So this is the 507K. So this is the compact. I've already previously installed this, but I went ahead and put everything back to factory so that way we could do the video, so that way everybody can see how the install works. So as you can see, as always, let's go ahead and do safety check. Empty mag, empty chamber, and you can see we have our optic plate there with these factory screws. Everything is like normal, OEM or factory, right? So what we're gonna do is, if you're purchasing the 507K, somewhat of an unboxing and install. All right, again, I've already previously installed this, so I had to kind of mimic the little bag it comes back with. Of course, you have your manual, your little registration card. It comes with 2 sets of screws, and this is where I've seen a lot of the confusion. And of course, the optic itself, the 507K Holosun 507K. All right. Also comes with the optic, and it comes with the tool, all right, to make your adjustments, zeroing it in, and also the tool for the screws, right? The little key on the other side. It does have a backup battery tray, which I did like I said, I pre-installed this. I kind of forgot where I left the other one, but the factory one is on there. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the way. So a little bit of an unboxing, but we're gonna go ahead and go with the install itself. So all you need here is your optic, your little tool that Sig sends you, and let's take a look at the screws. You're gonna have 2 sets of screws. This one I didn't open because I know I didn't need these, but we're gonna go ahead and show you which screws you're gonna need. So you have, and they come a little bit with the blue Loctite or that thread locker. So you see how these have like a thicker top piece and long skinny ends, and then you have, see if I can show these, and in comparison, slightly thicker screws. And you know what, let's go ahead and take these out so we can get a better view of that, so that way the video serves its purpose and help anybody that has any questions. All right. So it comes a little bit with the the blue Loctite or thread locker. So did the ones that I used for the install. So you're gonna see you have 2 different sets, and right away you see, get that better with the lighting, there's a thicker screw and a slightly thinner one. These come with the optic itself. These aren't aftermarket. I didn't purchase these. You're gonna want to go with the thicker ones, and I'm trying to get better lighting here. That's a little bit better. You're gonna want to go with the thinner set, not the thicker set. The thinner set allows you to do a direct install without using any sort of adapter plates. All right, just gonna get that back out. So now that we have the ones that we're going to use with the same tool, you don't need a separate tool. These are the exact same. We're gonna go ahead and remove the factory plate. I've already kind of pre-loosened it, so we're not dealing with any extra time trying to do this. When I first originally removed it, I removed it with the same tool. Just took a little bit of elbow grease. Okay, so all you're gonna do here is remove your first screw from your optic plate. All right, get that out the way. And you see how short these are. So I've seen some people say, can I use the factory ones? No, you cannot. You have to use longer screws. And again, the Holosun comes with the direct mount screws, so you do not have to use an adapter plate. You can see the difference if you try to use the factory plate screws that come with the XMacro. You do not want to do that. Once you start shooting that, or it may not even tighten, I didn't try it, but I'm assuming this is not obviously not going to go down all the way. If it holds on at first, once you start shooting that guy, it's probably going to come off. So let's get those out of the way. I've taken both screws. You just pull your adapter plate off. And this is what it's going to look like. So essentially, your plate, it's going to go a direct mount here, and we're going to put those two screws. So what you want to do is find the fit. It doesn't necessarily pop in or anything like that, but you'll feel it catch on when you're inside those grooves here, perfectly aligned. It's kind of hard to get the light in there, but you'll see it. They're aligned and it's flush. It's flush here, flush in the back, flush on the side, flush back here. Everywhere, it's a perfect fit. You'll know if you're not perfectly installed, right? You're gonna get in there and you don't want any gaps, so you just kind of find your little fit and you'll see it just kind of slide right in. All right. So again, taking the thinner screws that come with it, go ahead and drop that first guy in there. If you have smaller fingers, maybe you can go ahead and preseat that a little bit. I'm notorious, right? Channel name, Fat Tactical. I cannot do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy started using the tool provided, and you see I'm almost all the way in there. All right, I'm not going to torque that down all the way just yet. Not even finger tight. Again, using the tool provided. Here's the second screw going in. And you'll see it's going in there deep and snug, so that's gonna hold that optic for you. So I've seen some people try to use shorter screws thinking they don't have a much depth to go in with those screws, but you definitely do. And it needs to get a good grip, because I've heard stories of optics coming off during training or firing, however you want to say it. So that blue Loctite or thread locker is important on optics, I've heard. So I kind of follow my research, and there it's kind of hit a wall. I kind of just give it a little bit of a elbow grease there, not too tight. You definitely don't want anything to break. And you're gonna see that it is completely flush. All right, you don't want to leave any of that sitting out. Just like that, direct fit, 507K on the XMacro comp. No problems, easy install with the factory screws that are provided by Holosun. Remember, just use the thin ones. And that is it. Nice flush fit, no wiggle whatsoever. If for some reason you get a little bit of wiggle, maybe you didn't get these in correctly, maybe back them out, go back in, or maybe even tighten them just slightly a little bit more, just so you don't have any wiggle. But here it is super tight. It is not moving. All right, nice easy install. Holosun 507K. Let's take a look at that. I really like these Holosuns. I have bad vision, so that circle dot, that big 6 MOA outer ring really helps me to get that fast sight on that optic on target. But there we go. Appreciate you guys. Like and comment, subscribe. Make sure we're turned off, not wasting the battery. All right, we're good to go. Appreciate y'all.